Now, before we actually drill down into the typical example which is provided in IFOG sim, we need to look at the entities which are available in this particular simulation toolkit. Now, why we are considering this particular part? So we need to understand one very, very important thing, that whenever we are trying to simulate some kind of topology inside the IFOG sim, we are actually considering that it's some network which is based on IoT, that is Internet of Things, and there are certain nodes which are distributed on that particular network, and they are trying to talk to each other, right? So when you are saying that they are trying to talk to each other, every individual node, so that means every individual node is able to assign its specific job either to itself or to the device which is towards downlink and or towards the uplink, right? So the entity is actually going to simulate the behavior of that particular single component of or single node of the IoT network inside the IFOG sim. So this entity is basically the model that generates the similar behavior as it might have generated in an actual environment. So how many different entities which are available in this particular IFOG sim which we are going to use frequently? That is fog device, fog broker, sensor, actor, end device, switch, link, and controller. So typically we have created our one of the topology where there was a component at the top level, then there was a gateway. This top level component, we consider it's a cloud, and then we have a gateway. That gateway is actually is connected to a fog 1 and then is connected to fog 2, and then this fog device is further connected to a sensor 1 and then actuator 1. Then we have sensor 2 and actuator 2, right? So this specifically means that whenever we are trying to make the interaction between this particular network through the sensors, fog devices, and the actuators, so these entities are going to work around for that. So the fog devices for this particular level, this particular level, and this particular level. Sensors are these are the sensors. We have already discussed the classes as well, the basic glimpse of the classes in our previous video. The actuators, we have these two actuators. Apart from this, there is one of the most important entity, that is fog broker. Now whenever a particular task, like because sensor is sensing something, some particular information from the environment, right? So it is going to send back to the fog for the processing part. Now who is going to decide where this particular application which we are considering is going to be hosted over these fog devices or over this particular set of nodes in a distributed term? So fog broker is actually responsible for doing all your scheduling and placement related work, right? Not in fact placement is the job of the controller, but fog broker is basically responsible for the scheduling part, right? So where you are going to schedule, where you are going to allocate your jobs, right, in terms of the application process. So this fog broker is a new thing which is there in our discussion. So fog broker is responsible for managing all that scheduling and allocation stuff, right? So these four are very frequently used. End devices are something, there may be, let's say, after this particular fog broker, maybe if I want to redesign this particular set, so I might have a variation in this. So immediately after F1, we may have a end node, right? And this end node is further connected to S1 and A1, right? So if I have this particular set of things, so end device is going to collect the information from the sensor, send it back towards the F1, and then whatever the F1 says will come back to the actuator 1 depending upon what instructions are going to be or what process is going to be followed, right? So this is more or less an intermediate device, right? Similarly, instead of this gateway as a fog device, you can replace it by the switch, right? So switch could be the alternative for that if I wanted to have more number of devices connected to each other and then I wanted to devise a very versatile kind of network. So this is another entity which is there. Okay, now how all these entities are going to get connected with each other? That is by using the link entity, right? So link is responsible for doing all the transmission of information among these all set of nodes, right? And finally the controller, who is going to see that where the placement of the application is going to happen, right? And all that stuff. So this is what is the general idea about the entities which are there within the particular iFog sim. Now it's very important that these are the entities who are going to send messages, right? They are going to pass messages to each other depending upon what operation they are doing. So very specifically I'm pointing out messages. So if you have worked on Cloud SIM, you might have an idea about it, right? Otherwise I'll try that to include that particular thing, or you may also refer to my another course which is available on Udemy as well as on the Superbits Academy .online website, which is the Cloud SIM tutorials, right? So you can go through those tutorials as well if you want to have more insight that how these messages are being sent. Otherwise there is no compulsion in this, right? It's iFog sim is good enough to tackle all those stuff. So these are the basic 8 entities which are going to be discussed in very much detail in further processes. They are being extensively used in a lot of examples and the simulation part. Right now, because these entities are going to talk to each other, we also need to understand that why they are entities and how they are going to get connected to the process. So if we look at this particular this particular hierarchical chart, what we have is this controller is there, right? This controller is being associated with the SIM entity, then switch, link, and end devices, sensors, and actuators. So they are directly being derived from the SIM entity, which is available under your org.cloudbus.cloudsim core package, right? So you can go and look into that particular package and you can read about this particular class definition. But this is one of the class which is there, which is going to be extended for implementing its work directly. So these set of 6 classes are going to have a direct initiation or a direct extension of that particular SIM entity, whereas your fog broker and fog device, they are being extending this SIM entity through hierarchy, where fog broker is including the power data center broker, and then which further includes the data center broker, and that further includes the SIM entity. And same for the fog device, it is extending the power data center and the data center further to the channel, and then it is going to extend the SIM entity. So overall, this means that this fog device is actually going to inherit the properties of the complete hierarchy, right? So it is going to work as a data center within this particular system. So that you can consider as per this particular hierarchy, right? So it's a full-fledged independent device which has a compute, storage, network, all those things associated with this entity. Whereas for the fog broker, you have the abilities of doing the VM schedulings, placements, and task schedulings and all that stuff. So all that thing has been implemented in these set of classes, and this is the only reason, right? This particular set of classes, because they were included into the fog broker and fog device. That is why whenever a simulation is happening in iFog Sim Simulation Toolkit, you are actually able to bring out that what is the energy which is being consumed by the each set of device, right? Or what price or what cost is going to be incurred in that particular process. Because this power data center or data center, if you talk about, they are actually based on the data center characteristics, which defines a lot of information in terms of your cost, usage, storages, networks, and all that stuff, right? So we'll be looking into the code just in a while. So this is what is the hierarchy for us in terms of the entities which are available inside the iFog sim, and they are the actual actors who are going to perform the complete actions during the particular simulation. So now let's quickly look into the code, what I was talking about, that how these these devices, these entities are going to have certain characteristics and all that stuff. So here, if I talk about one single example, so simply if I show you that actuator, this actuator is actually being extended directly from the SIM entity, which is available in the org.cloudbus.cloudsim.core. Similarly, this characteristics. So if you look at the characteristics, it's an independent class, but if I wanted to see where it has been called, you can see the actuator, wherever the actuator is being utilized. So that is being called inside of this particular part. So it is going to get the ID of that particular actuator, geolocation, and the actuator type. So that is being put into the characteristics over here. Similarly, if I talk about the end device, it has been directly inheriting SIM entity, right? Now when we are inheriting sim entity, I just wanted to mention that you have to actually specify three basic methods, right? One is the start entity, second is the shutdown entity, and third is the process event method, right? So these are the three abstract methods which are supposed to be defined inside the class, because sim entity is an abstract class. So if I go inside the start entity, there is no operation is required to be done. Similarly, for stop entity, there should not be any particular action is required for this particular end device entity. Whereas if we go to the process event, you can see that it is going to do a tuple arrival processing, right? So that means sim entity allows you to process the particular set of action which are being defined by the fog events that we are going to discuss in a separate video, right? So process event is very important method during the simulation. This process event is the one which is going to be called for each individual entity, and then it is going to progress through the simulation part, right? So similarly, if we go to the fog broker, you can see it has been extending the power data center, right? And you can also see that there is a method which has been defined here as a process event, and this process event in the fog broker is going to take three different actions, right, during the simulation. So app submission, resource characteristics request. So these are the actions which are going to be processed by this particular entity, right? Similarly, if we move to the fog device, now there might be a process event or process other event, right? So if we look into this particular class, and if we try to go through the particular set of methods, we can see instead of process event, we have a process other event method provided over here, and that process other event is going to take the action on around 9 different events during the iFog sim simulation, right? So similarly, with respect to the sensor, you will find, because it is including the sim entity directly, so there are three methods which are being implemented: start entity, shutdown entity. So whenever it is going to start, you can see that it is going to send a particular request to the simulation for a particular emit tuple request. Similarly, the shutdown might have been empty for this, and then there is a particular method that is process event. So it is going to process the 4 different events during this simulation. So this is what you should be understanding, right? So whenever we say it's an entity in a simulation, so that means it is responsible for doing some action for or responsible for producing certain behavior, or you can say it is going to do some kind of request fulfillment during this simulation, right? So this is what is being provided in terms of our actuator, end device, fog broker, fog device, and sensor. Now apart from this, we said that link and the switch. So if I open up the link, you can also see that there has been an implementation for the process event method, and it is going to have the tuple arrival, up south tuple, update south tuple, and update not tuple queue related things. So it is going to be traversing or transmitting, I would not say traversing, transmitting the information from one node to another node, right? So that is what it is going to work out in terms of generating the buffer. Similarly, for switch, you will have another process event, and then tuple arrival is one event which is being processing. So the point comes out is that during the simulation, these are the entities who are going to do some kind of request fulfillment for the other entity's request, right? Or they may be generating some kind of entity request for the other entities in the simulation. So this is what is there in terms of the entities. So the couple of entities which we have discussed over here are controller, our switch, link, then we have our fog device, fog broker, actuator, and sensor. So all these entities are going to have the implementation of the work. And specifically, if I tell you, because we have said that the fog device has a process other event as a method implementation, not the process event. Now why this has been done here, if I take you to the class from which it has been extended, power data center, I've just pressed F3 to go to that particular part. Otherwise, you can also do right click and then open declaration, right? So it does the same thing. So within the power data center, you can see that there is again no implementation of process event method. So that means the data center, which is the base class for this particular set of series of the data centers, you can see it is directly implementing or extending the sim entity class, and you can find that there is a process event method which is being provided. Now within this process event method, if no basic operations are being called, right, if no basic operations are being called, right, in that particular case the default section is going to be called, where it is going to call the process other event. Now do you remember that this process other event, even though it has an implementation here, so let me take you to process other event. So it is having an implementation, but your fog device has actually overridden this particular method, right? So it has overridden this particular method to implement the further extension to what has been implemented in this particular process event, the basic process event method, right? So these are the basic simulation, because our iFog sim is being generated or is being developed on the top of the Cloud Sim simulation engine. So these are some of the actions which are being done by the basic simulator of Cloud Sim, but over the above, any action is required to be done that has been extended into the fog device process other event method, right? So this is how the difference is there in terms of the other set of entities that are being provided, right? So hope you got an idea about the entities, and it will help you to connect more dots, that how these entities are going to get connected to each other, how they are going to send the events and all that stuff. So if you are confused about this fog event part, I'll be discussing that thing in the next set of video lectures, right?